I am the big tank.
On the battlefield of life, nothing's harder than a tank. Yeah, have you ever met a man, hearts full of love, bigger than a
Tank.
tank?
Big tank.
He served in a few wars, he's a veteran that stands for a cause. For the best interviews and news, just keep it glued to the
Tank. I
tank.
am the tank. Big
Big
tank.
tank talk.
Tank.
Big tank talk.
Tank.
Big tank.
Hey friends, Big Tank here with another episode of Big Tank Talk. I have with me today a young friend I met on Clapper named Tytrilogys. Uh, Ty is the youngest member of Bros, and um, I'm happy to have you here today. Ty, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm a little sick. You know how that goes, but
Oh yeah, it is
living
that time
life.
of the year. So I understand you're a college student. If you don't mind me asking, what are you studying?
Uh, I study audio production, which long story short, it's dealing with anything like production, like producing beats, producing an artist that just recorded something, you would mix their vocals, stuff of that nature. Excuse me.
So if I could ask, what first got you into music?
Uh, to be honest, this was probably I was. I mean, I've always been around music my whole life. Like my aunt would buy me CDs and like all the cassette players and stuff for music, and then like what really got me into it, excuse me, again, was I was in high school. It was about 11th, maybe 12th grade. Me and all my homies would go to the bathroom. We would either be shooting dice or freestyling, doing both. And then it kind of just went from there. It went from that. I graduated high school, finally went to a professional studio, and then it kind of just took off from there. I like really fell in love with the craft, the art of it, and now I'm here.
So is it say, are you primarily a rapper? Do you sing as well? Are you a
Uh,
musician as well?
uh, I mean, I feel like I focus on rap a lot, everything around rap, but I would love to like go outside my comfort zone. That's what I'm doing with the whole bros thing. Excuse me. Uh, this is something that I haven't done yet, so it's pushing my limits every day. Uh, and it's fun because you learn a new skill. And music
So
is always evolving. It's always changing. Something's always different than it was 2 days ago. So
right.
it's fun.
So let me ask you this: from your perspective, how did Bros get started? How did it come about?
Well, I know he don't want to take full credit, but it kind of Matt Gardner. Uh, I know he don't want to take full credit of it and the whole bringing us all together, but low key he was the one that all brought us together and was like, "Hey, let's make a song." And then it kind of just went from there. It went from let's just make a song to let's make a whole EP or album, and then it went from that to let's make it a group and kind of do like group things, like we want to do concerts for our project. We want to do a bunch of stuff, so it kind of all boiled up from Matt, and then yeah.
Let me ask you this: then, is working with other people something new to you, or do you have some experience with that?
I you know I've worked with I've worked with some artists, all right. I can't sit there and say I've worked with 100 million artists, or I've worked with like a handful of artists, and it's something that I enjoy because you get to reflect off of them. So if
Excuse
you're in a studio basis, or like say you're in a studio atmosphere right now, you would have 10, 15 people around you, maybe a little less, but you get to bounce ideas, you get to do a whole bunch of stuff that's behind the scenes that's fun and
Right.
intriguing to it all.
So what is the creative process for Tytrilogys himself?
uh, See, I don't want to sound what is the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say like the same thing as Genius, but that's how I really go. Like a lot of artists do the same thing that Genius does. You get a beat, you feel the vibe of the beat, and then it kind of just goes from there. Like it's the whole energy thing around it. It's a living thing. So I don't know. It's hard to explain. You just
Well,
feel it.
as he put it, he just kind of feels the music and he rolls with what he feels. And
Yep, that's how it is because it's like
oh,
the
that's a good answer. Then all I want,
yeah.
I can't ask you to be anything but honest, and I appreciate your answer. Um, would you say the internet has affected music in a positive or negative way?
I'm gonna say it could go back and forth. It has its positives in it, but it's not like it used to be, like where you're out there handing out CDs and you're on the grind, the hustle. Nowadays, it's just I could sit in my room, post something to YouTube, post it on all platforms, and then it can kind of take off. So it's not really, I don't know. It's a good in a way, but also not good in ways. You go back and forth with it.
Safe,
You know,
safe to say it's good because it widens your ability to distribute, but it's
yeah,
bad because you don't have to be good to,
yeah,
to
like literally,
distribute something.
yeah. You don't have to be good nowadays. It's just as long as you got views, that's how it works. And it's all streams nowadays. It's not like
Right.
you're out there selling anything. So it's like, to be honest, it has its pros and cons.
Fair to say the internet, though, is a lot responsible for bros coming together.
Yes, it is very responsible. Clapper, if it wasn't for Clapper and all of us meeting up on that social media site, none of this would be happening right now. So it has its pros, like I said, but it also has cons.
Understandable. Um, if you could choose to open for any artist, any genre, who would you choose?
That one's hard. Because there's so many people I'd love to open up for, so it's hard to narrow it down. But if said person was alive, it would either be, I would have to go with ODB. I've always loved ODB, or I would have to go with Tupac. Those are like a lot of my inspiration comes from them. So
Those guys are legends in the
and,
rap game too.
yeah, and they're legends. That's why I said, like, if they were here, those were two people I would love to open up for. If we're saying like people right now, um, I would open up for I would open up for anybody. Let's be serious because it's an opportunity. You know, um, it's hard to say because I don't really pay attention to new upcoming artists. I'm not in the loop like that all the time.
Right.
But if I had to pick one that was alive, I would say like I would open up for like Wiz Khalifa or something. He just has positive vibes, and I feel like because he has pretty big, like not using it for the set wise, but the set is nice. How he has everything set
Yeah.
up and everything is smooth
Well,
going. That's how I
and,
want mine to go. So
and Wiz Khalifa reaches a lot of people, so that would not
yes,
be a bad choice either.
yeah.
Um,
So
how about if you could perform or collaborate with any artist?
oof, oof. I mean, right now there ain't really a lot of people to collab with. because like I
Excuse me.
said, I like the older school music. I like if I would want Tupac on the track for sure. I would love to like sit in a studio environment with Tupac if he was set alive. It would be iconic. It would be a different feeling for me. It would be like meeting my my hero, literally.
Right. Okay, let me ask you this: what is your favorite song to perform? And it can be one of yours, or it can be a Tupac song, a Bros song. What's your favorite to perform?
Well, I haven't got the chance to perform yet. I've been trying to get that chance to perform, but uh, if I had to pick one, I like. Mm, if I had to pick one from another artist, I would have to say Bone Thugs and Harmony, Thug Love. That one's. I love how they perform that song. That's just something that brings the energy out of me.
Okay, that's fair. So would you say that you're strictly a rapper?
Mm, no, I'm a musician. I want to do everything.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, what inspires you to keep going now?
Oof. You know what? That one's hard. My aunt, really, my aunt who passed away. Uh, I wrote a lot of music. That was like when I was 18. Well, I was like 18 at the time. My aunt would always like hype me up. She'd be like, "You're gonna be something one day. Just wait. Your time is waiting for you." My aunt would be that hype man for me before I had a hype man.
Right.
So a lot of
Excuse
it
me.
is my aunt that pushes me at the end of the day. I got her name tattooed on my neck. I hope she looks down on me every day. You know, this is hard to talk about, but yeah, my aunt would be my inspiration because I would want her to be here right now if she could. I picture in 5 years from now, I wanted her to be, you know, right next to me, rolling down Rodeo Drive, buying thousands of dollars worth of clothes. But that's not how life works. So,
Yeah, life tends to throw you curves when you don't expect them. Um,
yeah.
Now, one of my favorite questions to ask, and I'm sure for the people I interview, it's one of their favorite to answer. What would you say is your most useless talent?
Useless?
Yes, useless.
Shit. Um, I guess I really never like actually paid attention. I guess a useless talent would be like, I mean, that I don't really. Uh, that's a trick question. I haven't really thought about that one. Hmm.
If it'll help you, I'll tell you. Well, when I interviewed Maniac, he says his most useless talent is humming and uh, whistling at the same time.
Oh, see, I can't do none of that. Hmm. Useless. I mean, I can do like a lip whistle. I mean, but I don't ever do that. That's like a useless talent. You pull your lip back or forward and then you just inhale through your mouth. I mean, that's like a useless talent. Not a lot of people can do it. Um, that's like useless. I wouldn't say that would, yeah, that's it, really.
That's fair. Um, Something a little more serious. What's the best musically in the musical realm? What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Hmm. Uh, to be honest, um, what my aunt would always say, don't care what other people are thinking or trying to say, you know, keep going because you're something special. So, like something like that. Uh, my aunt would always give me like little pep talks and hype me up as a kid. or not as a kid, as a teenager, and just say stuff like that. She'd be like, you're on your hustle, just keep going, life will change.
That's good
Stuff,
advice.
my aunt really gave me a lot of it, but off the top of the head, I can't remember a lot of it because that's something I've pushed away and pushed away and pushed away because she's passed away. So
Yeah, I
it's hard
understand.
to remember.
Okay. What is your biggest fear moving forward?
Um, Biggest fear would be to get booed off stage. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's like a different fear. Like if someone doesn't like your music, that's like different. It's like because you're putting all of your emotions into something, and then for someone not to like it, you know, it fucks with you. So
I understand that. Um,
yeah.
one more question. Where do you see yourself down, say 5, 10 years down the road with regard to music and or bros?
Well, as a collective, like bros, I see touring, uh, as like touring, doing all these shows, going from state to state. That's what I see in 5 years from now. For like as a solo artist in quotations, um, I would want to be stable and happy, making enough money to live off of my music. That's all I would want to see in 5 years. I don't want nothing glamorous. I don't want really nothing to change. I just want an income off something that I love. So I'm just
Sounds
gonna
good.
keep working.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with this interview, particularly not feeling well.
Oh,
Um,
you're welcome.
I understand how that is, but the show must go on, so to speak.
Yo, the
And I
show must go
appreciate you.
on.
I appreciate you sitting down for this interview today.
You're
I've
welcome.
enjoyed talking to you and getting to know you a little better. Hopefully, our viewers will enjoy the interview. And I encourage anyone watching, if you have questions that you want me to ask in future interviews, uh, leave them in the comments.
Yep.
Ty, thanks for being with me today, and I will
Thank
talk
you.
to you in the near future.
I appreciate the gesture of you doing this, and everybody that is going to watch this. Subscribe, like, and comment on Big Tank's Talk.
Thank you,
Don't
Ty. I appreciate
don't
you.
be a bitch now. Not you, Unc, but don't be a bitch.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care. Love. Peace.
I am the Big Tank.
On the battlefield of life, nothing's harder than a tank. Yeah, have you ever met a man, hearts full of love, bigger than a tank?
Big Tank.
He served in a few wars, he's a veteran that stands for a cause. For the best interviews and news, just keep it glued to the tank.
I am the tank. Big
Big
Tank.
Tank Talk.